From now on, we will study about the fifth type of clause. The fifth type of clause is constituted with a subject, a transitive verb, an object to get the definition of the transitive verb from the subject, and the objective complement to describe the condition of the object. There are two ways to describe the object with the objective complement. The objective complement can describe the object. The objective complement can define the object with an indicative word. The descriptive word can describe the object. There is an example. I call the plant Pepe. The speaker applies the proper noun Pepe that practices the role of the objective complement to define the object, the plant, to get the action indicated by the transitive verb call from the speaker as the subject. The speaker define the object, the plant, with the objective complement Pepe. The objective complement Pepe has the trait as a proper noun. We can say that the objective complement is an indication to define the object. There is the second clause, let's hike. This clause to suggest an action to the listeners is abbreviated from this clause. You let us hike. This tells us that the expression, an apostrophe, and the letter S originate from the personal pronoun us. This clause delivers the intent of a suggestion based on the state that the speaker is ready for actualizing the definition of the transitive verb hike. The speaker is already prepared to hike, and the speaker tells the listeners as the authority to initiate the action for the listeners and the speaker together. So we can understand the original intent of the speaker into a very courteous way from a courteous request to be allowed to a suggestion. The speaker abbreviates the subject that are the listeners in the imperative clause. This clause is stated in the imperative way. Imperative clause, the imperative clause, because the subject who are known to be the listeners were abbreviated. Because the speaker states the imperative clause on the premise that the subject of the imperative clause are determined as the listeners. The speaker applies the root infinitive hike as an objective complement to describe the object us that the listeners convey the condition indicated by the causative verb led to. The word hike has the same form as a verb, a transitive verb, but in this clause, the word hike is applied as a root infinitive to describe the action of the object and the verb let is classified as a causative verb because the intent of the subject, the causative verb let delivers the intent of the speaker from the subject to the object for the object to actualize the definition of the root infinitive. This imperative clause is a clause stated in the perspective that the listeners are the decision makers to actualize the action indicated by the root infinitive hike for the object to include the speaker. So the speaker conveys the intention to suggest the action indicated by the root infinitive hike to the listeners.